Hi everybody, my name is Sammy. I perform under the stage name This Is Sammy, and I am going to be playing a completely improvised show for you guys on my musical playground here, which is enabled thanks to the wonders of modern technology. I'll give you a brief overview of everything that's going on here. Like I said earlier, my main brain for this performance is a piece of software called Ableton Live, and I perform a style of electronic music called controllerism. And what that means is that I use a whole bunch of controllers to control software. And the controllers basically mean something that lets you touch buttons or play with faders and knobs to control something else. And every single controller that I have here has one purpose and one purpose alone, which is to make interacting with music as easy and playful as possible. I like to play in the childlike sense. That's my approach to music making, and all these different machines enable that. So the most common controller that I have is this thing here, a keyboard, which is a very common instrument to see, but it is not a synthesizer in and of itself. It controls a software synthesizer in here, and what I've done is I've created a bunch of synth presets to be as playable as possible. So I can, let's turn this down a couple. So I can press a note like that. Or if I put a little, I'm just gonna turn this down so my voice is higher relative to that. If I push down harder on this note, on the key, you can see how that sound is changing. I have knobs here to let me alter the sound. And every single preset that I have in my computer has similar functionality where I can change the sound with really simple gestures and make it a lot easier to be expressive. Another controller that I have is something that makes it so I can play all kinds of different scales. So here's just a chromatic scale. But I can easily switch to something different. So let's switch here to, this says HIN, which I believe stands for a Hindi scale of sorts. So now I could create an entire track in a melody line that I'm not necessarily familiar with. There's countless other scales in here that I can use and jump between. I have two controllers here that are meant for the actual looping part of it. So one has all of my drum loops, so I could press a button here, and all of a sudden you'll hear this dancey beat that I can now record something into. So let's just go through that scale I just played and record that. And then that's going forever and ever, and I can layer other parts using other sounds over that, and so on and so forth. I could also, here, let's get that going again, record my voice. So, and so on and so forth. The last thing that I can record and loop is this little hardware synth that I have, which does all kinds of interesting sounds. Let me just enable that in here. And it sounds a little something like this. And I have all these knobs that let me change the sound in different ways. So let's mess around with that a little bit and see what it can do. And so on and so forth. Last but not least, everything that you're hearing is routing through this effects unit that I have. So I can mess around with all the sounds that you can hear in different ways, some crazier than others, but all of them interesting. And that's kind of, that's what I have before me. And I just go with the flow, whatever inspiration I have in the moment, I go with. And I hope that it's fun and interesting and enjoyable. It's all improvised, so I can't guarantee that it'll be amazing. That's my little thing that I say to save myself in case I completely train wreck. But yeah, that's kind of it. And I hope you guys have fun.